Good morning. We have entered the season of Lent, which is very different from lint. Lint you find in your belly button or in your dryer, and Lent, L-E-N-T, is a season in the church where we do a lot of reflecting on ourselves and our relationship with God. Part of drawing really close to God is just being able to lay out all of our feelings, whether they're big or small, and let God hold them with us. And we know that this is the right thing to do, even though sometimes we feel pressured to be happy all the time, or to be okay, or to be all right all the time. When we have other emotions, not just joy, but also sadness, or anger, or frustration, we can bring it to Jesus. We can hold it with God. And a lot of times when we do that, our heart feels better because we feel seen and known. It's a really important part of Christianity that sometimes we don't always take the time to do together. At Trinity, we are spending this season really thinking about what does it mean to hold those big feelings with God and to know that they're okay. Because you know what the shortest verse in the entire Bible is. Jesus wept. His friend dies and he is in grief and he weeps. In here I have something that I like to have around when I am crying. And you know, weeping is not just like little baby, like sprinkler tears. Weeping is like it's coming out your eyeballs and your nose and you're doubled over and you're just so sad or so mad or both at the same time. Jesus felt such huge emotions. And the Bible doesn't say that Jesus thought about weeping but then remembered that he shouldn't and he should be okay and then kept it all in. It says that Jesus just openly wept. That God, when bad things happen to human beings, that God just cries with us, sits with us. This last year, we've had a lot of moments where we've just needed maybe a good cry, or to shout, or to scream, or to stomp our feet, or to do any of those things that express that the world isn't the way that we want it to be right now. When we bring these things to God, it's like God hands us a little tissue and says, it's okay to cry and it's okay to have all these big feelings because they're not the only feelings we have. And sometimes we can't even feel those good feelings because we've bottled up all of these big feelings that are dragging us down. Something that I invite you to do this season while we prepare for Easter, we know that when we get to Easter, we're going to celebrate the joy of God. We're going to celebrate that Jesus rose from the dead. But until then, you are invited to feel whatever feelings you have about this time. One of my favorite ways to do this is that if you have markers or crayons or coloring pencils, that you use some colors that feel like what you feel. If Jesus was weeping, I imagine that he would take a blue marker and draw something that is making him sad, right? Maybe you're angry, you want to use red, or you want to use orange, or maybe you're having a really good day and you want to use that big yellow marker to draw a big sunshine on that paper. Whatever that is for you, this is a time where we are invited to feel and to pray and say, God, this is what I feel today. These are the things that I love or the things that are bothering me, and I'm sharing them with you. And when we do that, God does something really amazing to our heart. It gives us the freedom to not just be okay, but to find joy in the midst of a bunch of other feelings that don't feel as good. You are beloved. We have walked through a lot, but God has been with us every step of the way. And a future is coming soon when we aren't drawing with a bunch of blue markers, Easter is coming. So this week, let's hold all those feelings with God. And God will love to be there with you while you do that. Amen.